everybody, it's Susan Riley from educationcloset.com, and today I'm going to give you a quick tutorial on a website, on a web tool called Piktochart. And I'm so excited about this tool because it allows you to really connect the arts with Common Core in a beautiful way through the principles of design and through the idea of looking at evidence and creating a synthesis of that evidence through informational text. So I'm going to show you the tutorial first, then give you a couple of ideas for how to use this amazing tool. Let's get started. Okay, so to start using Piktochart, you have to go there first. So it's Piktochart.com. Very easy. You log in. If you don't have an account already, so simple to sign up. Once you've logged in, though, you get a couple of different options. You could create an infographic, a report. So if you're trying to give a report of information, an infographic is a little different in that it kind of takes the information and drills down, whereas a report is really a summary, very quick visual summary. You can create a banner. And look at all of these great examples. They're kind of like a poster. So you could use this for poster creation if you're trying to talk about design and communicating a message and having that done visually in a very synthesized kind of way. This is a great way to go. Or you can even embed a presentation, a full-out presentation. And they have all of these wonderful free templates to get you started, or you can create your own. Today, I just kind of want to show you the functionality of this tool. I'm so impressed, by the way, with the amount of free themes that you can use to get started and with the capabilities of this. So, for instance, I'm just going to start with this one. You can preview anything, but I'm just going to create using this one. And you can have your students get started by using a template, which is what I find is the easiest way to go. If you have advanced students, so if you're working maybe in middle or high school and with students who have used a tool like this before, you could start from scratch. But I really find starting with a template is a helpful grounding tool for students to be able to kind of think about how are things laid out. All of this, by the way, is editable. So even down to the background, you can change the background, you can change the graphics, you can take a look at anything. So over here, if I wanted to change the background image, I could simply by hovering over the free options. Now, you can always purchase different options, but we can get fancy, we can get a little more, refined. We could stick with the original background if you want. You can change the opacity. Lots of different options for you here, but again, beautiful. You can change the color. It's incredible. You can change pretty much anything that you want on the background. Okay, so then from here, you simply change the title, My Great Infographic. So easy. And it's just like a word editor. You can come up here in the text, change the size of the text so it fits a little bit better. Use any kind of text tool that they've already got built in. It's a beautiful, easy way to use this. And then what I love is that, look, you can drag and drop. So simple to just kind of take what they've already got, start moving it around. You can add any kind of graphics that you're looking for. So shapes, lines, you can start using icons that you simply drag and drop into the image. So you can replace anything. If I wanted to take this out and put this in, I could do that too. Change that color maybe to a lighter green, and there you go. I've already personalized that. So easy to do. Start moving things around, start playing with lines. Nothing is locked into place. So truly, while you're starting with a template, students have a lot of flexibility here in order to play with this tool. And hopefully you can see why I'm encouraging you to start with a template for your students, because to try and look at a blank screen and create an infographic is sometimes very difficult unless you've had some practice. So starting with a template and then having the flexibility to change things around and decide how you want it to flow is so much easier, I find. What's great too is that you have these cool charts that if you're looking at doing data or demonstrating data in a visual way, you can do so right here. You can add your data right to the mix, and then part 1, part 2, and change up what that might look like. So 75, 15, and then I might have a part 3, and we've got 10 maybe. So you can see the colors automatically change. You can see how you hover. It gives you a preview. You can certainly you can upload from a Google spreadsheet. So if your students have already collected the data, it's right there. You can do it that way. You can change it. You can change the kind of graph that's being used. So automatically, look at that, beautiful. And I can change whatever is in here, total students. And again, I can always change that text, make it a different size, make it a little easier, and then drag and drop. Extend that out and move it. So easy. Look at that. If you can use Word, you can use Piktochart. That's how easy this is. So that's a very quick tutorial through it. I encourage you to kind of experiment a little bit. Just see the kind of capabilities that this great free tool has for you in your classroom. And then give me 1 second, I'll be right back, and we're going to talk about how you can use this tool in an integrated way to connect the arts with Common Core beautifully and seamlessly in both areas. All right, so I'll be right back. Okay, so now that you've seen how easy it is to use Piktochart, and by the way, I'm not getting paid anything to recommend this product. I'm just telling you that I have used it in the past for Ed Closet. I've used it with students. I've used it as a training tool. It has so many varieties of uses, and it's so simple that once teachers get their hands on this, they love it because of the possibilities of creating with this tool. So I'm not getting any kind of reimbursement for this. I just really love it. So there's a couple of things that you could do with this. First of all, I think it's important to understand the artistry behind designing one of these infographics or posters in the first place. Students need to understand the benefits of white space. They have to understand about typography and how font styles communicate different messages, depending on the thickness of the line that's used, how close together the characters are. Just what kind of message is that sending? What colors are you using? That's really important. Understanding how all of those elements and principles tie together to communicate a centralized message or to synthesize your thoughts. So studying that, being able to take that apart, studying ads, studying other infographics, talking about what you like and what you don't like, what's helpful and what's not helpful. Being able to really study that from an artistry standpoint is important before students are able to create their own. Sometimes teachers jump right in and they forget that students haven't had a chance to really break that apart. And there is a way to craft an infographic that communicates your message in a really effective way. So taking a look at that first is really beneficial. Another piece that's helpful about using infographics in the classroom is that you're able to pull evidence from text and communicate it in a visual way. So lots of times with Common Core English Language Arts standards, we're looking for students to not only be able to tell us what they think about a piece of text, especially an informational piece of text, which is much more challenging sometimes for students to comprehend fully than a piece of fictional text. So if we're struggling with informational text, this is a great way to connect and really help students understand this a little bit better, because you have to be able to pull out evidence for your opinion based on pieces from within the text itself. So being able to pull those out and highlight those pieces of evidence in an infographic to support your stance on a topic could be a great way to do that. Now, you could do this in the arts classroom based on a piece of artwork. So you could take a look at a famous piece of artwork and have students create an infographic that's talking about the interesting aspects of that piece of artwork, as well as the history behind it, maybe how much it sold for originally and how much it's selling for now at the last auction that it was in. Lots of different ways to pull that together at looking at a piece of artwork as text, or using the piece of informational text that you're working with, a traditional piece of text, and creating an infographic from that. Another great way to connect to Common Core is through the visualization of data. In our math standards, one of the things that students need to be able to do is not only take a look at data and analyze it, but to be able to communicate what all that data means, right? And so it can be really difficult to do that with numbers in and of themselves. An infographic like this allows students to communicate what that data, what all of that data, what it means in a very short snapshot. So it's all about communication, and being able to do that visually is a extreme help. But again, you have to know how all of that, how the elements and principles of art and design work in order to create a infographic that's meaningful with that data. And finally, another great tool for using this infographic would be a story chart. So looking at the story arc that you're finding in a piece of text, whether that be a piece of musical text, a piece of choreography, or a piece of traditional text. It doesn't really matter, but being able to chart that story through the flow of an infographic is a really interesting idea, and it allows students to really, again, take that time to think through their analysis and be able to communicate that in a new, vibrant way. So I hope that these 3 ideas really kind of spark your imagination for using infographics, and that you give Piktochart a try, because it is such an easy tool to use and fun at the same time. So I hope you've enjoyed this. We do have a cheat sheet for you in our newsletter. So if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and do so on the Education Closet site, educationcloset.com. You'll see an area to subscribe. And I really hope to see you over there as we explore more ways to integrate technology, the arts, and other content areas as authentically as possible. Thanks so much. Have a great day.